A day in the life of Miss Eleanor Croft, village schoolmistress. Miss Eleanor Croft's life in the small village of Ashworth was one of pious duty and unrelenting toil. As the unmarried schoolmistress, she occupied a demanding but respected position that placed her socially above the labourers, but decidedly below the gentry who employed her. Her day began at 6 o'clock a.m. in the small, damp schoolhouse attached to the village school. Her first task was to stoke the coal fire in the schoolroom hearth, ensuring a meagre warmth before the children arrived. She was responsible for the cleanliness and order of the single room that served all ages, a task often made difficult by the dust and coal smoke. By 9 a.m, the students, a motley collection of 50 or more children aged from 6 to 13, would troop in. Eleanor's day was a relentless cycle of noise, discipline, and recitation. She taught the foundational 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. But the real focus was on moral instruction and religious literacy. The day began with prayers and Bible verses. Since she had no assistants, she relied heavily on the monitorial system, training the brightest older pupils to drill the younger ones. She moved constantly, correcting copybooks, administering the cane for perceived laziness or disobedience, and ensuring the complex class rotation ran smoothly. Eleanor's lunch was a brief, solitary affair, a simple bread and cheese eaten quickly while the children played in the yard. The afternoon involved more practical lessons, such as needlework for the girls and geography for the boys, always interspersed with hymns and strict rote learning. The school bell rang at 4 o'clock p.m, releasing the pupils. However, her work continued long after. Eleanor spent her evenings marking slates and copybooks, meticulously recording attendance and preparing her object lessons for the next day, often by the dim light of a kerosene lamp. Her wages, though modest and far less than a male teacher would earn, were her only source of security, and she knew she would lose this independence instantly if she were to marry. Her social life was minimal, limited mainly to the weekly church service and occasional teas with the vicar's wife. Her life was characterized by a quiet, often lonely dedication to her profession, serving as the intellectual and moral custodian of the village's next generation. She would fall into bed exhausted, only to rise again before dawn, ready for another day shaped by chalk dust and the weighty responsibility of the classroom.